White Sox baseball on Chicago Sports Network is brought to you by Wintrust. Different approach, better results. The White Sox are back home after a tough road trip that saw them in New York and Detroit, but returning in front of the faithful, Kyle Teel makes his debut for the 2026 season, and it's a good time, too. He and Colson Montgomery have to face down the first-place Cleveland Guardians tonight. Good pitching matchup. Anthony Kay starts for the White Sox, good against lefties, and the Guardians will put a bunch against him at a 1.95 ERA in May. Gavin Williams is a good one, pitching to be an ace, but roughed up in his last time out, gave up 7 earned, and has not been good on the road so far. Perhaps a good recipe for the White Sox tonight. Welcome into the ballpark, everybody. I'm Connor McKnight. Great to have you with us tonight. An absolutely gorgeous evening for baseball, and the White Sox play their best when they're here at home in front of White Sox fans. We head down to the field and bring Brooke Fletcher into the conversation. Brooke, you were in Detroit where the White Sox dropped all 3, but lessons to be learned for this ball club, yeah?
Yeah, Connor, and I think Davis Martin said it best. He said, listen, you're going to have a lot of heartbreaking losses, but that's just the nature of the beast. But he felt like they learned a lot from this past road trip. And he said, you have to play good, consistent baseball even after you play some of the best teams in the league and win. But he's excited that this team is back home here at the Ray because we know that they play good baseball, and that starts tonight against the Guardians. Let's get into the series setup.
It's a battle for first place this week. The Guards have spent 67 days as the AL Central frontrunners. The White Sox just 7. Fortunately for the White Sox, one of their biggest advantages this season comes around tonight.
And the Sox have loved playing division opponents at home this season. They're 9-1 against the AL Central at Wright Field and have won 8 straight home series.
Both teams have had to handle big injuries. Jose Ramirez out. Kyle Teel is in for the White Sox. A really good rookie season. This one held up by a hamstring and knee injury. Teel wants to catch 7 days a week, but the White Sox will be cautious.
And meanwhile, Cleveland is still without one of their biggest bats. Jose Ramirez remains on the injured list with a fractured left hamate bone. Since losing him, the Guardians are just 2-4.
The Guardians just pitch. Cade Smith was an undrafted free agent in 2020, and he has risen to best closer in baseball status, or at least real close. He's made everyone forget Clase.
For the White Sox, they continue to flex that power at the plate. They enter tonight second in Major League Baseball with 106 homers, and nearly half of them, 50 to be exact, have come right here at home. A first-place showdown in the AL Central is coming up here on CHSN. The White Sox have a chance to gain some ground and make a statement against the division-leading Guardians. John and Steve have more coming up next. We'll be right back.
White Sox baseball on Chicago Sports Network is presented by Toyota. Visit your local Chicagoland Toyota dealer or Toyota.com today. Let's go places. By Davis Law Firm, your Chicago lawyer. By Prevagen, made for your brain. And by Wintrust. Different approach, better results. That's Wintrust. Visit wintrust.com/here to learn more. It is good to be back home in Chicago, and it is time for our Verizon Reliable Performance. And we take a look at the numbers at home for the White Sox starter Anthony Kay. In 8 games, 6 starts, his ERA just over 3, as Anthony Kay looks to get this series started here against the Cleveland Guardians. What is up, everybody? Welcome inside the booth. My guy's back. Steve Stone, welcome back, my friend.
I'm so happy to be back, and can't wait for this series to start.
Looking forward to this one. There's a lot of excitement, right? Because think. We've got back at home, the White Sox play much better here at home. Seeing the Guardians for the first time this season. And our catcher, he is in the lineup here tonight.
In the 4 spot, Kyle Teel reemerges in this lineup, and the Sox are ecstatic to have him back. When you look at last year, you realize just what he can mean to this team. He hit .273, the on-base percentage at .375. That's excellent. Extra base hits, he had 19 of those. Runs batted in at 35, and he scored 38. He will provide some power. He's got a very strong arm, and the Sox are starting to get reassembled at just about the right time in this battle for first place.
A lot is on the line, and we get it started tonight with Anthony Kay to the bump. Game 1 of this series here against the Cleveland Guardians. First pitch, it's coming up after the break. Bring him out, bring him out. Here comes Anthony Anthony Kay leading the White Sox onto the field. The White Sox have been so good at home this season, and a big part is due to the crowd, the support. The fans have come out in droves to right field this season, and there has been an energy this year.
It's a little cooler than normal for this time of year, and the wind is blowing toward the right field corner. So a lot of right-hand hitters will see the ball hold up in left center especially, but it's going to travel down the line and out straight to right field.
The Guardians come in first place in the AL Central, and they're led by this man, Stephen Vogt, in his 3rd season as the manager, but they have been struggling, a bunch of injuries. They are 5-10 in their last 15 games. Here's the starting lineup for the Cleveland Guardians. Travis Bazzana, that is a former #1 overall pick in 24. He leads things off. David Fry, Roquio Hoskins, Manzardo's DHing, and you got Hedges behind the plate with Petey Helpin in center.
There is a look at Anthony Kay on for his 14th start, 16th appearance, ERA a tick above 4.5. As you can see, hard hit rate below 40, which is pretty good. His 4-seamer averages almost 96 miles an hour. He occasionally can get it up to 98. The sweeper backs him up, along with the sinker, the cutter, the changeup, and the defense tonight. It's Sam, Tristan, and Braden in the outfield left to right, with Montgomery, Acuna, Meidroth, and Vargas in the infield. Kyle Teal behind the plate. And we told you about Anthony Kay, who's going to need to whip up a gem. The weather presented by Four Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, Plumbing, and Electric. 68 degrees, humidity at 64%, and the wind 11 miles an hour left to right field. Behind the plate tonight, Nick Marley. Call strikes 8% above major league average in the left-handers. And you have to throw strikes to Bazzana because he doesn't hit left-handers well, but he will take a walk.
First pitch from Anthony Kay, and it misses outside with the fastball, ball 1.
That's pretty much what Bazzana's going to try to do against the lefty. He's going to take some pitches. He's going to make you throw strikes. He realizes he hits righties much better than lefties, and he is a walking machine against a left-hand pitcher.
There's a lot of excitement about this 23-year-old in Cleveland, as Anthony Kay is having trouble with the little pitch calm.
I hardly ever see that anymore.
Ever.
They want the second string pitch calm. Falling into the dugout. Get it loose and ready to go.
Hard to believe this is the first time the White Sox are seeing Cleveland seeing the last team yet to face here in the AL Central.
And they're going to see him a lot because the next 13 games, 7 are against these Guardians, and so they're going to battle for the top spot quite a bit. Stephen Vogt has proven to be a very good manager, and he's what most managers usually are, except for Will Venable, which is a catcher. Lots of catchers are major league managers.
You're involved in every play. You're involved in all the scouting reports. You just know what's going on around the field.
You got to know their pitchers because you got to hit against them. You have to know your pitchers because you have to catch them, and everything is in front of you.
Popped up. It is Acuna calling everybody off as he makes this catch to start the ball game.
Kind of interesting because Montgomery, who's normally a shortstop, usually calls and everybody gives way, but the shortstop is the captain of the infield. So Colson went over, and when he realized Acuna, who is the shortstop tonight, called for it, he backed off. As soon as he hears Acuna's voice, he peels off, and it's an easy play after that.
It's something we saw emphasized back in spring training. Being vocal, letting everybody know where you are on the field. As the first one misses here. And a changeup outside, 2-0 the count to David Fry.
This is the one right-hand hitter in this lineup usually provides power. Normally it's late in the game, many times as a pinch hitter. He came out of the Milwaukee system. Now he's a Guardian, and he can put a charge into it.
Good spot with that cutter, bottom of the zone, strike 1. A lot of injuries to the Guardians going on right now. We talked about just 5 wins in their last 15 games. And over those 10 losses, they're averaging just 2.3 runs per game. So clearly, when you lose a guy like Ramirez, your offense is going to be affected.
Ramirez, Martinez, and DeLauder, the big three that are not going to play tonight.
3 balls and a strike.
And we'll look at 3 of them, and you can see with home runs, certainly. Martinez, a young player just coming into his own. We know all about Ramirez, and DeLauder has burst on the scene and done quite a job.
Jose Ramirez in that picture just has that look like he can't wait to play the White Sox. But it's good to see him out of the lineup here tonight, as Kay issuing a walk with 1 out.
Fortunately, Fry is not one of their runners. This is a very aggressive team. They've stolen 70 bases. They've been caught just 16 times. But Ramirez, a huge part of everything, is a huge part of their running game. 24 steals. He's only been caught twice. But you can't steal your way into the dugout, and he's going to be gone for a while.
Sweeper missing off the corner. So Anthony Kay still trying to establish that first pitch for a strike to start this game. Facing the shortstop, Brian Rocchio. And Steve, when you go through this lineup for the Guardians, Rocchio just 25 years old. These are guys brought up through the system. A lot of these guys like Rocchio, he has only played with Cleveland here in his big league career.
Normally, when you look at their history, they've developed a whole lot of pitchers. They haven't developed a whole lot of consequential offensive players, Ramirez being the exception. And for Rocchio, he is a much better hitter from the left side.
It's been a tough stretch of games for Anthony Kay. Facing the Phillies, Dodgers, and Yankees. And now the first place Guardians.
Pretty good fastball. Rocchio fouled it straight back.
One ball, 2 strikes here to Rocchio. As goes off the glove of Acuna. As Fry will stop at second. And is ruled a single.
This ball hit pretty hard. And Acuna goes up, and it hits off the side of the glove. I don't think visibility is great for anybody at this time of night. And I don't think that Acuna saw that ball real well.
That ball was 100 miles per hour off the bat. As Rhys Hoskins steps in, first pitch missing.
Despite not having much speed, he's only grounded into 3 double plays, and that's basically because he hits a lot of fly balls.
Hoskins not putting up huge offensive numbers just yet. He has 4 for his last 45 with 20 strikeouts.
But he does have a history of hitting the ball out of the ballpark, so you have to be wary of him.
Anthony Kay still looking to settle in, find which pitches are working in this ball game.
Got to be careful throwing off speed stuff to Hoskins, because he has what's called a slider speed bat, which means he can hit a lot of breaking balls, but the real good fastball, especially upstairs, he doesn't handle well at all.
And did that hit him?
He says it did.
And Nick Marley is going to award him first base, so the bases are now loaded. It's like the back foot
Anthony Kay has had problems early, and it's usually problems with command. This one is way inside off the plate, and now he loads them up for a left-hand hitter who can put a charge into it in Manzardo.
Kyle Manzardo in his 3rd year in Major League Baseball, all with Cleveland. Had a breakout year last year, 27 home runs, 70 runs batted in. A dangerous bat with the bases loaded, 1 out. Big pitch for Kay to establish that fastball.
See, there is some pop. Normally it comes against right-hand pitchers, however.
Pitch number 20. So he goes fastball, sweeper. In control. Where do you go here?
Well, the visibility here, you got 2 choices. You can throw a high fastball up out of the zone, and maybe with Manzardo looking fastball, he expands his zone. And the sweeper away is always good if you're content that Kyle Teel can block it, because the best wipeout sliders are in the dirt.
Kyle Teel, first game here this season, coming off the injured list. One-two from Kay. Fastball painted the outside corner, strike 3.
You see the four-seamer, and Manzardo obviously looking something else, because he just takes that one that had a good 1/3 of the plate, and that's a huge 2nd out.
Third baseman Gabriel Arias. As Kay is now starting to land that first pitch for a strike. Arias always been a guy known for his glove.
That's what he has trouble with, anything spinning. He will hit a fastball if the fastball is down. But if you're going to spin it, he's going to have some problems. And right now, with the visibility like it is, even with the lights on, you are not picking up the spin very well out of the pitcher's hands. And there you see the type of visibility it is.
Crowd encouraging Kay. 0-2. Got him swinging.
He abandons the box. He's out. You don't have to make the throw if you don't want to, but he does. And it's out of the inning. So
how about Anthony Kay? Bases loaded. Gets out of the jam.
Strikeout, strikeout. One looking, and the other one swinging.
Here is the starting lineup for your Chicago White Sox. Sam Antonacci. He has had one of the hottest bats in the lineup. He will lead things off. Miguel Vargas back in the starting lineup here tonight. Benintendi, Kyle Teel, Colson Montgomery. It is my drop at second.
There you look at Gavin Williams, a king-size right-hander, 6'6", in excess of 250 pounds. On for his 16th start, the ERA of 3.83. You see a whole lot of strikeouts, very few walks. You'll know early if he's getting behind, he doesn't have his great stuff. If he's staying ahead, he's a handful. This is how he's going to use his stuff. The sweeper and the four-seamer, along with the curveball. That's really a mainstay. He will throw a two-seam sinker on occasion.
It's a tough road trip for the White Sox, going 1-5 in New York and Detroit. A challenge here by Antonacci, as that is called a strike.
Looked like it hooked around the plate. We'll have to see if it's wide.
ABS powered by T-Mobile.
It is, and it did.
Ball, count 1-1.
That makes for a different at bat. Well, you don't like a whole lot of challenges with the first hitter in the game. That one was successful.
Will Venable telling us before the game one of the reasons why it was a tough road trip. White Sox did not slug a ton, and when that happens, it's a really small margin for error. It could be a couple plays here or there that can really shift a game. Slash down the line, but foul.
You're not hitting the ball out of the ballpark. What you have to hope is your runners get on base, because then you can steal your way into runs. If the guys who do steal bases don't get on and you're not hitting the ball out of the ballpark, well, you're liable to go 1-5 on a road trip.
Last 6 games, the White Sox averaging 3.3 runs per game. As the sweeper misses down, count is now full here to Antonacci. Three-two. Nasty sweeper, strike 3.
Let's take a look at the defense, and now Stephen Vogt puts him out there with Fry, Halpin, who's a burner in center field, and Fairchild in right. Then it's Arias, Rocchio, Bazana, and Hoskins in the infield. The venerable Austin Hedges behind the plate, who, by the way, is swinging the bat probably better than he swung it his entire career, and he's doing that right now this year with the Guardians.
Sinker at 99 on the low inside corner. You can tell Gavin Williams, he's got his good stuff already to start this game.
That one probably had the top part of the zone, but Hedges did not want to appeal this early. Williams, a former #1 by these Guardians, first round 2021.
Tight strike zone tonight. As Miguel Vargas, a 2-ball, 1-strike count. He went 2 for 20 over the course of the road trip, and is 3 for the last 28 at the plate.
And now Miguel is looking for something to drive. He's looking something middle in. He knows the speed of the fastball. That's anywhere 98, 99, maybe triple digits on occasion. Once a hitter knows that, he knows exactly what it takes to get his hands out front and be able to pull the ball.
3-1. We have seen that sinker here to Miguel Vargas, either low inside corner or low and away, as Gavin Williams is hitting his spots. Here's the payoff pitch.
He loves to ride that fastball upstairs. His two-seamer will sink. That high riding fastball, it usually stays up in the zone.
Andrew Benintendi loves to feast on a first pitch fastball. Had that huge pinch hit grand slam in New York on Thursday, but was 0 for 7 in the series in Detroit.
That was a mistake by Williams, but unfortunately was fouled straight back. That was a cutter. It was on the outer third, and at 93 fairly hittable because it didn't move much.
We've seen him land with his various fastballs, but the curveball still missing here. 3 balls and a strike.
I'll bet he should get a good pitch to hit.
Sinker up and in at 98.
Even if you're looking for a fastball, that's not where you want it, because you can't get the hands out on that particular pitch in that area.
It's been a full count to all three hitters, as this one has popped up into shallow center. And Halpin comes in to make the grab. White Sox retired in order. Scoreless after one.
Welcome back. Kyle Teal is back with the team. We know he brings the energy. He told me he's ready to play all 7 days if he could, but Will was more realistic and said with the long layoff, they got to build up his workload. Kyle told me this time off, he's learned a lot of patience because he's never dealt with an injury like this, but he feels like he's a better player because of it, and he's excited to be back with the guys. Now, with this move, they option Edgar Carroll back to Charlotte. Edgar told me that he's disappointed, but understands this is a business. Will wants him to tap back into that consistency. They know what he's capable of and how good he can be. Guys, that tandem last year between Edgar and Kyle, it was so effective, man. They feel like this core, they can get back to that. They're going to be in a really good spot.
Numbers for Edgar Carroll last year: hit .268 in 111 games, but just 187 through 55 games this season.
He was really struggling. He's got to go back down and get that confidence back. And I do believe that one of the reasons they sent him back was that they view him as being part of the catching tandem going forward. So you want him to get at bats. He obviously had an option or two left.
Wipe out slider and a strikeout to start this second inning.
That's 3 strikeouts in a row. We'll take another look at it. And Fairchild misses this by a mile. Again, they're not picking up the spin. So in his mind's eye, he's thinking fastball. He goes down, tries to get it. It wasn't a fastball, it was a breaking ball, and he missed it.
And it wasn't like it was an easy decision for the White Sox to send down Edgar Carroll. Drew Romo has not also put up good numbers. Catchers for the White Sox hitting just 167 with a .511 OPS. The league average at the catching position is a .230 batting average. Fly ball to left field as Antonacci, with the shades down, makes the catch for out number 2.
And we'll look at the combination of Carroll and Teal. So Carroll against left-hand pitchers where he hits right-handed, 357. Teal against right-hand pitchers because he hits left-handed, 290. I mean, those are pretty impressive splits. The OPS on both is outstanding, and that's one of the reasons why, looking ahead, that would seem to be what the Sox are thinking about. But they're giving Romo a chance to stay here. He's also a switch hitter who's shown some power. The main thing is to ease Teal back in and make sure he is 100%. He was catching 9 innings in the minor leagues, so that doesn't seem to be a problem. But there is a lot of strain on the knee and the hamstring if you are a catcher.
And Steve, you know, when you go off at this level, it is so hard to really give players the time and the ability to get back on track, because the focus, you got to win games here. Sinker inside corner, strike 1.
This is one of the guys that you cannot walk because he is a base stealing threat.
Inside outside, and a count is 2-2.
Keep the pitches down. You'd like to end this right here and worry about Bazana leading off next inning.
25 pitches in the first inning for Anthony Kay.
Yes, he did.
Gets the strikeout and throw down to first. An 11-pitch second inning, much better for Anthony Kay. Big round of applause as Kyle Teal, his first at bat of the season, suffered a hamstring injury during the World Baseball Classic. Then on his way back in a rehab assignment at AAA, tweaked his knee. And this is the first pitch he sees this season. Breaking ball in the dirt.
He's one of the few guys in this lineup that's actually Seen Williams before. He was 0 for 3 against him.
So much he brings to this lineup. There's the pop, there's the power, but also the energy. This is a guy you can feel his presence where you go. He works so hard, and the pitchers just love throwing to him. One ball, one strike. I mean, it's like a trade deadline acquisition. That's how big this is for the White Sox, having this bat inserted into the lineup.
Sox have one more big bat coming. That's Murakami. Let's hope it's sooner rather than later.
Starting to see Murakami progress. He's running, he's hitting, and hopefully soon they're going to progress him to getting back in the field, working on some glove work.
Says he's running about 80% at this point. The one thing that the Sox want to make sure of, and they certainly will, is when he comes back, he's back to stay. Hamstrings are tricky for anybody.
2-2.
Well, you're right about the breaking ball. It's the one thing that he hasn't really zoned in yet. So you certainly want to sit on a fastball. If you get a slider inside, you can hit that even if you're sitting on the fastball.
Sweeper, swing and a miss, strike 3. Let's go to Connor.
All right, John, Astros ace Hunter Brown making his 4th start of the year today. Got a good one against the Blue Jays. Should be a pitcher's duel on paper. He's facing Dylan Cease, the AL strikeout leader. The Twins are all of a sudden getting themselves back into the picture in the AL Central. They've won 7 of their last 10, playing the Dodgers tonight. Shohei Ohtani, his 30th career leadoff home run, but Byron Buxton tied it up with a home run of his own, guys.
All right, Con, appreciate the update. Colson Montgomery will swing through that sweeper to start the at-bat, strike 1. 3 home runs in that series in the Bronx against the Yankees for Colson Montgomery, but then had a tough series in Detroit, going 0 for 11.
Well, there is no doubt that Yankee Stadium is a delight for any left-hand hitter who pulls the ball and any right-hand hitter who goes to right and right center field. That is a very short porch.
It was just great to see the response from this young team. The first 2 games kind of punched in the mouth, right? Yankees took over, but that 3rd game, the White Sox really fought hard, and the stage was not too big for this young core.
And Sean Burke was just outstanding. After the opener in that game, he just handled the rest of the game fairly easily, and that's not an easy team to face in that ballpark, with or without Judge.
Montgomery behind in the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes. 99 upstairs, and that is 4 strikeouts already for Gavin Williams.
Well, you pretty much know he's going upstairs with this. And it's really tough to catch up to 99 in that area. 4 of 5 strikeouts. Chase wants to put the bat on the ball. They're playing him as an extreme right center field hitter.
See what Chase Mydroth has done through 74 games, a .271 batting average. Mydroth, another guy, had a tough series in Detroit, just 1 for 10.
That was a good eye, because that sweeper stayed in the zone for a long time before darting away.
Slashes this one into right field, and it's going to get down. First hit of the ball game goes to Chase Mydroth for the White Sox with 2 outs here in the 2nd.
I know Chase has been hitting a few out of the ballpark, but he's really tough when he does just this, which is line the ball to right and right center field. Drops it in front of Fairchild. And the first hit for the Sox tonight.
Big league game number 12 here for Braden Montgomery. Clearly advantage pitchers right now with the visibility.
There's no doubt. That's one of the reasons why you like to go opposite field against Williams early. He's going to try to thread the needle on the outside corner.
There he goes, opposite way. It's a fair ball into left field. Mydroth on his horse. The windmill is on his wave in. They mess up the relay as Mydroth scores, and the Sox strike first here in the second.
Two opposite field hits, and this was a bullet down the left field line. So for Montgomery, he drives in his 5th run of the year. We'll take a look at an inside out swing at 98 miles an hour, and this double's brought to you by Elgin Hyundai, home of the 20-year 200,000-mile double warranty. Jersley says, come on, son, you can score easily, and it really helps that the relay throw gets away from Rocchio.
Cleveland pinching in at the corners, expecting a bunt from Tristan Peters, but he is swinging away and foul.
That's the big advantage of Tristan, because when the season started, he was laying down bunts. He was pushing him to the left side. He was dragging him to the right side. And now, as a residual effect, they're in at the corners all the time. And now he's swinging away a lot, and he hits the ball with authority.
Hoskins backing up at first base. Center field helping as he makes the catch to end the second, but the White Sox get on the board. An RBI double from Braden Montgomery.
Network.com, presented by Nationwide Insurance Agent Jeff Vukovich. Get to enjoy knowing the Vuk as much as you do the jingle at jeffvuk.com, because Nationwide is on your side.
Travis Bazzana leads things off to start this third. This half inning is brought to you by Hyundai.
Bazzana is one of their base stealers. This is a guy that you have to force to hit the ball, and he will eventually hit for a lot more power than he's hitting for now.
Anthony Kay started this game trying to find his command as he allowed 3 of the first 4 batters to reach, but he has now struck out 4 of the last 5.
Bazzana's approach to the game is a lot like Antonacci, with a little more power. I say that because they're both intense. They both give you every ounce of what they have on a daily and nightly basis.
A lot of excitement and also a lot of pressure when you're 1-1. First overall pick out of Oregon State in that 2024 draft.
Oregon State has had a good program for a long time. Stephen Kwan also out of Oregon State, and he's having a really tough year.
And our Brandon Eisert. Cutter missing outside, so the count is now full.
This is one of the things that Bazzana does well, and that's foul off pitches and keep the at bat alive.
Serves this down the line, but it will get out of play. Three-two pitch from Kay. Bazzana, another one of those guys who played in the World Baseball Classic. He played for Team Australia, and a lot of people praised him for his work ethic. Guy who takes nothing for granted. Another 3-2 pitch. Check swing put in play. Montgomery with the shift on. And Bazana is safe at first.
Well, there's an example of just flat out hustle, because that's an excuse me swing, and with the defense shifted the way it was, you don't have much of a chance to get him. He's just off to the races, and this is a good play by Montgomery. It's just not in time. He did everything right, but Bazana was just too fast and legs out an infield hit.
Sweeper land, strike one to David Fry, who walked in the first inning. But he was stranded at third as Kay got out of that bases loaded jam.
Bazana swiped 11 bases, been caught 3 times.
You know, it's interesting. Heading into opening day, Fangraphs in terms of percentages to make the playoffs, the Guardians and the White Sox were 4th and 5th that people thought would make the playoffs. Guardians had an 8.1% chance and the White Sox less than a 1% chance heading into opening day this year.
Well, everybody gave it to Detroit.
Strike 3 call. Good pitch from Kay.
It's a good fastball. It had seemingly the whole plate. I think Fry just got outguessed. I think he was looking for anything else but a fastball down the middle, and that's what he got. Got to keep your eye on Bazana. Guardians have stolen second base 20 times against left-hand pitchers this year.
Broken bat and muscled into center field by Brian Rocchio as Bazana stops at second with 1 out.
That's 2 for 2 for Rocchio, and infield hit, broken bat hit, and there's 2 on, only 1 out for Hoskins.
All right, so the updated Fangraphs playoff percentages heading into play tonight. The Guardians lead the division, almost 50% chance they give them to make the playoffs. White Sox 4th, just 12.7% chance.
Really interesting, because you win that last game in Detroit, the Sox are in first place, and maybe those odds are completely flipped.
Well, Venable excited that guys are starting to get healthy. Kyle Teal back in the lineup tonight. Munetaka Murakami working his way back from the IL.
Better keep a close eye on Bazana at second base, because he was looking that time like
previous pitch is called a strike.
he wanted to steal. So the hitter challenges, and we'll see what New York says.
ABS powered by T-Mobile.
Calls overturned, counts 1-1.
So a 2-0 count here to Rhys Hoskins, who was hit by a pitch in the first inning. Pops him up. Infield fly is called. And there's 2 away in this 3rd inning.
Down in the count, that was a pretty good pitch. And you got a guy who can drive in some runs to pop it up in the infield.
This is the part of the order where things really changed around for Anthony Kay in that first inning. Got Kyle Manzardo to strike out looking.
He was looking for a breaking ball of sorts, and he got the fastball and had a seat.
Kay dealing with more traffic, 2 outs here. Paying a lot of attention to Bazana at second, trying to hold the ball and disrupt his rhythm, getting his lead.
Wouldn't be as devastating if you steal third base with 2 outs. With 1 out, it's hard to give up that bag. Acuna right behind him.
Sweeper. Generous call for K. Strike one.
Something's got to give here tonight because the Guardians are the best team in the division away. They're 2 over 500 at 22-20. The Sox are the best team in the division at home at 24-12.
That is just foul. And not just the best in the division, second best in Major League Baseball, that home record for the White Sox.
Looks like the Rays probably are the best because now that they've moved back to their normal ballpark, hitters still don't see the ball for the first couple days of a 3-game series. That is the biggest home field advantage, I believe, in the major leagues.
1-2. Yes, he did. Manzardo goes down swinging as the White Sox a 1-0 lead.
Welcome back. Luis Angel Acuna is leading things off here in the bottom of the third, and he is heating up at the plate, and that was on display yesterday with his first homer of the year. After posting an OPS below 500 in the first few months of the season, he's turned things around in June with an OPS over 1,000 and even more. In his last 11 games, he's hitting .417 with 4 stolen bases. You know, he told me he's trying to get back to that swing he had in Venezuela where he's staying loaded on his backside just to get the ball in the air a little bit more. Told me yesterday after the game he's not fully there yet, but he feels a whole lot closer, guys.
With a lot of the lefty pitching that the White Sox saw, he got more reps, especially at short, more at bats, and his timing is starting to click here for the White Sox. Shoots this one under the glove of Hoskins as Acuna a single to start this bottom of the third.
This is a way to attack Williams, and that is to the opposite field. This ball is a strike. It's up in the zone. And he drives it right by Hoskins, who these days doesn't have the greatest range.
Now Acuna is the best base runner on this White Sox team. So let's see if they can make something happen here. There he goes. Pitch down, throw to second. And a stolen base for Acuna, but Rocchio points into the dugout wondering if Acuna came off the bag.
Yeah, I think that's what he's saying. You keep the glove on. You see, especially when a guy goes in hard like Acuna did, and it's play on because he was able, although the hand came off, he was able to hook the bag with his leg. And that's what you're looking for. This is a straight out steal. And you know it's a straight steal because he never looked back for contact. So the hand does come off, but the foot stays on just barely.
As Antonacci fouls that one off himself.
You know, he gets hit so much anyway that it adds insult to injury when he fouls one off his anatomy, because he's most likely going to lead the league in getting hit by pitches.
He is second right now, and it's amazing because he says he doesn't really feel it. He's one of those guys where his sole intention is just get on base. And he said if it's coming inside, well, I'll let it hit me.
He's going to try somehow to pull the ball here.
Pickoff play to second as Acuna sniffs it out, gets back to the bag.
When you're a middle infielder and Acuna is his shortstop by trade, you don't usually get fooled by that. He knows it's not coming from Bazana, who is playing Antonacci to pull.
You can hear the pop of that glove, the hard sinker from Gavin Williams.
Well, although you're trying to pull him, you're not going to pull that 99 away with movement. But there is a gap on the left side. You see it between Arias and Rocchio.
Curveball lands and Antonacci is going to challenge.
Previous pitch is called a strike. The hitter is challenging.
He did it the first one and it was wide. This one looked like it had the plate, but we'll have to see what they say.
ABS powered by T-Mobile.
Calls
And that had a
confirmed.
good
Skyway
portion of the
one
plate.
challenge remaining.
Two balls, two strikes. As Antonacci trying to move the runner over.
Sam was talking to himself.
He said Steve Stone is back in the booth. I got to perform for him.
He said, that's okay, just don't answer yourself.
3-2.
Well, that was triple digits in the zone.
Gavin Williams is looking to be the American League's first 10-game winner this season. 3-2. And Antonacci doing a great job to stay alive.
That's the big problem when you get one of those sweepers inside. It's off the plate, but it looks like a strike. And if you do get any part of it, it's going to hit you. But that is a devastating pitch.
Good battle between Antonacci and Williams.
Nice job of staying alive.
Antonacci trying to drive in Acuna, who singled and stole second, or at least move him over to third. 3-2. What an at-bat. As Antonacci lets out a roar, Austin Hedges is like, wait, what? Yeah, that's what Antonacci does. That Sox Walk is brought to you by IDOT. You drive, you text, you pay. It's not a game. How about this reaction?
You got to feel good about that at bat, because there were some devastating wipeout pitches that he just barely got a piece of to stay alive, and winds up at first. Now it's Bazzana that's charged with holding Acuna close, and he's not all that close to the bag. You can get a pretty good lead right here.
And Williams steps off after Acuna dancing, getting a lot of his attention.
Now Bazzana takes off his glove. Many times that's a signal to use the pickoff play. And there was an attempt at the pickoff play. It was at first base.
Miguel Vargas 0 for 1, went down swinging. Lines this one over the head of Rocchio. The runners had to hold, but they're still waving in Acuna. Here's the throw at the plate. Got him. It was Hedges off the hop, applying the tag, as the runners end up at second and third with one out.
They're going to take a look and see if the foot got in before the tag. Now it's a good play by Hedges because it's a short hop, and he was able to make the play. And right there, the hesitation, and you have to hesitate. They're going to look at it again. Watch the leg as it comes in. Nick Marley on the call, and you see the hesitation. He's got to do that. You don't want to get doubled up. And then Jersley says, keep on coming. Let's put the pressure on the defense. Antonacci goes to third. And we will check and see if the foot got in.
The play at the plate and blocking.
They're also challenging blocking.
I was wondering if Hedges was blocking the plate before the ball arrived. All right, right now we're in a Northwestern Medicine Manager's Challenge. We're taking a second look at the play. It's always a good idea to get a second opinion. Get yours at Northwestern Medicine.
Well, he's blocking the plate. Clearly, he's blocking the plate. The tag was in the upper body. Let's take a look at that front leg. He has to come up with the hop. Looks like the tag might have been a good tag, but we'll see if blocking the plate comes into play, because he's clearly doing that without the ball.
So a couple things that they're going to look at in New York. Was the tag applied in time before the leg got down? And was Hedges blocking the plate before he received that throw?
I don't think you can set up where he's set up, because that right leg is out in line with the plate.
You have to give the runner a path to the plate before you receive the ball.
It's a very good play by Halpin in center field, however, and a good play on the back end by Hedges.
After review, there's no blocking violation. The call on the field is confirmed. The runner is out. Chicago will lose their challenge.
So the call is confirmed. And that is the first out of the bottom of the third.
Halpin charges it aggressively, makes a good solid throw, but this is a great pick on the short hop.
So it is scored as a single 8-2, and advance on the throw. Infield for Cleveland comes in with runners at second and third, one away. Benintendi, a flare into left, and it's going to drop. Antonacci will score as they will hold Vargas at third. White Sox make it 2-0. RBI single for Benny.
Benny drives in his 38th run of the year. And the Sox have a 2-run lead. This one down in the zone. He doesn't get a whole lot of it, but with a drawn in infield, nobody's going to make this play. Carl Willis, longtime Guardian pitching coach. This is his second go round with the team. He comes out to have a word with Williams, who's been touched up a bit the last couple of innings.
It's been a great approach by the White Sox. Single by Acuna, walk to Antonacci, single by Vargas, and now another RBI single here by Benintendi. And a second at bat of the season for Kyle Teal.
Got another one 90 feet away. Runners at the corners and only one out.
Teal could not wait to get off the injured list, and he said he's just going to provide a boost the entire second half of the season because he is fresh. There's Benny at first, Vargas on at third. And Teal's going to challenge.
That one looked like it had most of the plate.
Previous pitch called a strike. Vander's challenging.
White Sox with one challenge remaining. ABS powered by T-Mobile.
I mean, that had the whole plate. That's
Call is confirmed. Chicago has no challenges remaining.
So White Sox out of challenges the rest of this ball game. One, two. Nasty changeup as Teal goes down swinging. 2 outs.
Over the top hook and a nice block. That's great technique by Hedges, and that's the reason he's still in the major leagues, because technically he's an outstanding defender. Williams with 108 strikeouts on the list of starters. No surprise, Mizorowski and Sanchez 1 and 2.
Cleveland shifted around their starting rotation in order to slot Gavin Williams to get game 1 of this series against the White Sox.
Well, this is their 1, 2, and 3. The guys that are facing the Sox in this series.
Their series finale against Detroit got rained out 8 days ago, so they reshuffled everything around, knowing how important this series is. 1 ball, 1 strike here to Colson Montgomery. Also shows you what teams now think, the respect they have for the White Sox this season.
The Sox are a completely different team. Cleveland with their big 3 offensive players out, but still the pitching is very good for the Guardians. Wilson's seen a steady diet of those sweepers down and in, which really sets up a change in eye level. You can't look for anything at 2 and 2 because Williams still has overwhelming stuff.
First and third. 2-2 to Colson Montgomery as he swings through that high fastball. Strike 3. Sox fans, be here on Friday as the White Sox take on the Royals at 6:40 p.m. Then you can stick around after the game for a post-game concert featuring this man, Marshmello, presented by Minute Maid Spike. To purchase tickets, visit whitesox.com/concert. What would it take to get you to put on the marshmallow head?
I'll tell you what, I'll do it in December. Late in December.
Bunt put down but fouled away.
If you're going to make that bunt, you have to stick around long enough to make sure that you get it between the lines. Looked like Arias was running as he was trying to lay it down, and good idea, bad execution.
Swing and a miss. The slider working. Another strikeout for Anthony Kay. Let's go to Connor.
John, thanks. For this edition of Home Cooking, we're just outside section 111 with Suzanne and Michael. Suzanne, what brings you to Rate Field today?
So I'm trying to hit all 30 ballparks, and this is number 15.
Fantastic. Michael, where have you started the road trip? Why is Rate Field your favorite stop?
So we started in Minneapolis, but this is our favorite place because the food is amazing. It's like a ballpark really built for the fans. It's been fantastic.
We didn't script any of this. The machete is here for you. Take a bite, guys. This is good stuff. Chicken chorizo, Oaxaca cheese, molcajete salsa. It's outside 111. It's about 9.5 feet long, or at least 2 feet, and it is, I would say, pretty solid. Suzanne, your thoughts?
I would say very good. Little spicy, but still good.
Spicy. Watch out for that. Michael?
Oh, it's fantastic. It's like got like a good cheesy flavor to it. It's really crispy. It's fantastic.
John, Steve, there's one headed your way. Steve, I know you're going to love it.
Oh, that would be terrific. I would be out for another 3 days. I'm sure it tastes delightful.
It looks amazing, but the spicy is a no-go for me.
Oh, no, no.
Look at that. That is loaded.
It just looks really spicy.
It looks like you need something cold to wash it down. But I like that they said that the food, there's a good variety. That is the key here. I was out in the patio. We know the Bertucci's got the burgers and the chicken. They also have wings out. They have ribs in the patio. That is one of the best deals in the ballpark.
There's no doubt about that. Just keep the youngsters well fed, and they'll have a love affair with baseball.
Changeup missing down. Top of the fourth. This half inning is brought to you by Toyota.
7 strikeouts already for Anthony Kay.
Has really changed his season around since the month of May. Gets the fly ball into center as Peters backing up just shy of the warning track. And a nice quick 1, 2, 3, 4th inning with 8 pitches.
White Sox fans, the future is here, and you don't want to miss a moment. Download the CHSN app to stream pre- and post-game coverage, exclusive Sox content, full game replays on demand, and more all across your favorite devices. Chicago Sports Network, full stream ahead.
White Sox trail by a game in the standings as we start a 3-game set against the Guardians. And this was the part of the order where the White Sox got something going in the second inning. It was a single by Mydroth, who came around to score off the double from Braden Montgomery.
The Sox left a run out there in the 3rd inning. Trying to do something to get at least one against Williams. Anthony Kay has been wonderful so far tonight.
Bottom of the 4th. This half inning is brought to you by Davis Law.
Sox scored their first run with 2 outs and nobody on.
Did not go around. Ryan Blakeney on the call at first. Anthony Kay's got 7 strikeouts already tonight.
That one flip a coin. It went Chase's way, and he should see a fastball. He did, and it was a perfect pitch. Too close to take, and the one walk that Williams has, that was to Antonacci, who scored last inning.
It's a bounce back outing for Gavin Williams, who on Wednesday gave up a career worst 7 earned runs in 5 innings.
And speaking of bad outings, Garrett Cole went head to head with the resurgent Tigers. 4 1/3, 9 hits and 5 earned runs, as the Tigers lead the Yankees into the top of the 9th inning, 5-3 in Detroit.
That is a big 10-game homestand for the Tigers as they swept the White Sox the first 3. They're starting to get healthy, and they are a very dangerous team in the division.
McGonigal is really good at the top of that lineup.
Another one fouled away, and Dylan Dingler.
Yep. He's been all everything.
An all-star type season.
Pitch number 10 on the way, and a really good at bat by Chase.
Another 3-2 pitch. And Mydroth did go around there.
Chase knew he did, and that one well off the plate. He went around. Seven strikeouts for Williams so far.
Couple of weeks in the bigs here for Braden Montgomery. What have you thought of this young man?
I think the sky's the limit as far as his ability is concerned. Everybody says, well, look, his debut, he hit a home run, hasn't hit one since. This is his 12th game. He's going to get much better. He doesn't know what pitchers are going to try to do with him, but he will. And when he does, he's going to be a handful.
.75 pitches for Gavin Williams. I see Montgomery holding up there to lay off that breaking ball.
Well, the boys have been able to see the curveball, but they haven't really picked up that sweeper yet, and that's what makes it so devastating, because it looks like a strike and then darts low and into the left-hand hitters.
His last few innings, White Sox are really making Gavin Williams work on the mound. As that pitch count is approaching 80 on the night.
When he's gotten to this situation, he goes to the sweeper again. You can't really look for anything.
So that is 4 straight strikeouts. Time now for a message from Enkin Law.
I'm with Chicago shortstop Colson Montgomery. You're known as Team First.
Yeah, I've always worked hard for the team rather than myself.
I get it. If you've been injured, my team is here to help. Call 312-6-million. Injury law made personal. That's Enkin Law.
Tristan Peters couldn't hold up that swing. 99 upstairs.
8 strikeouts so far. All have been swinging. That shows you how good the stuff is.
Wow, Jose LaHare had to do a backflip to get out of that one.
Good reflexes, though. You got to applaud that. Just missed a face burger.
That is why even the coaches in their coaching box have to wear helmets. Look at this one.
Big smile on his face. Seeing his life flash before his eyes. Because you don't have a glove out there, and that ball's coming at you with a little hair on it.
He's ready. He's still sharp. Got the reflexes.
He's testing the back line of the coach's box, however.
One ball, 2 strikes here to Tristan Peters. And he'll pop this one up shallow left field. As Rocchio, the shortstop, puts an end to this 4th inning. Well, it's good to be back here in Chicago, where the White Sox, second best record at home. Anthony Kay has been stellar to start this one on the mound. As a critical series, White Sox leading the opener 2-0. White Sox fans, Wintrust proudly presents Big League Family Fun at the ballpark. You can stop by the Wintrust Zone in left field, where kids can develop their pitching, batting, and base running skills with White Sox youth coaches. Wintrust, proud partner of the Chicago White Sox.
In a 2-run game, this becomes a must-out. Halpin's got good speed. He is a base-stealing threat, and you go back to the top, which is where all the offenses come from tonight.
Anthony Kay, 1 shy of his career high. 7 ties his season high. Oh-2 pitch. And a soft liner to Madroth to start this 5th inning. This half inning is brought to you by St. Xavier University. So just 3 hard hit balls in this game off of K so far, and only one of those went for a hit. That was the ball hit by Rocchio off the glove of Acuna. Travis Bazzana came into play tonight. 9 hits in his last 18 at-bats, including a breakout game Saturday. 2 home runs, first multi-home run game in his career, and 4 for 4 against the Astros. He did go around there. Marvin Hudson, the crew chief, on the call. One ball, 2 strikes.
Teal wanted it upstairs, and that's exactly where Kay got it. It's a very good pitch. Bazzana was able to fight it off, foul it back, and keep the at-bat alive. But it does set up a very good cutter or his sweeper away.
See what Kay decides to do here. Gets the ground ball. My drop. Swings it up from the grass, showing off the range. Mr. Cali Cool getting it done.
That's a terrific play because that ball is to his left. He's got to slide to get to it. And once he does, he knows that Bazzana really runs. He had a base hit in the infield variety in the 3rd inning. Look at this effort. That's the good hands replay presented by Allstate. And what a play by Chase Meidroth. Bazzana gets on. That's trouble.
Will Venable talked about those plays that could go either way, and that is one of those plays the White Sox making here at home, as Kay has now retired 7 in a row. One of the things that's really helped him this season, the velocity is up. We have seen the fastball 96, 97. Couldn't land that changeup, ball 2.
Top of the zone cutter, and Fry has made a living hitting left-hand pitchers. But if he can land that changeup low and away, it'll end the at-bat. Let's see what they go to.
2-2. Broken bat. As Colson Montgomery with the grab. A 1-2-3 5th inning. Back at bottom of the 5th we go. This half inning is brought to you by Prevagen. Shout out to Chicago's finest in the house. A huge section getting taken over by the 12th District Police Officers. Captain Tom Ryan, Lieutenant John Sandoval, and the men and women out there to support the White Sox. They do such an incredible job keeping our areas safe as they patrol the neighborhoods around the United Center. So welcome to Rate Field. Thank you, Chicago Police Department, the 12th District, and everything that you do for this city.
This being a very important series, good crowd on hand for a Monday night.
Great crowd. Walking up to the ballpark, saw people at the ticket booths.
Yep.
Walk up ticket sales. This one's well hit in the right center field, taken off, but Halpin got a good read on it. as Acuna retired to start this bottom of the 5th. Let's go to Brooke.
In Sam Antonacci's last at-bat, he drew a walk on a 9-pitch AB and just continues to just be one of the most productive rookies in baseball. Entering today, he ranks 2nd amongst all rookies with a minimum of 50 games in both batting average and on-base percentage. But the only rookie ahead of him in batting average, guys, his teammate, Tristan Peters, sitting at a solid 289. But not a bad little 1-2 punch from 2 teammates, guys.
They have been getting it done for the White Sox this season, and there is still time to vote for the All-Star voting Phase 1. Stuff those ballots. I think you can vote, what, up to 5 times a day online?
Is it just 5? Even if you're in Chicago? Isn't it more than that?
Windy City.
There is no end of candidates this year, which is refreshing.
Antonacci pounds this one into the ground. And Mazzana at second makes the play.
Wouldn't mind seeing Williams depart this game. With that in mind, Tim Herron loosening in the Cleveland pen. Last thing the Sox want to do is make it a really quick inning, because if that's the case, Williams probably has another one in him. Pitch number 90 on the way.
Even though the White Sox got retired in order in the 4th inning, Williams had to throw 22 pitches. There were some battles there, as the White Sox have done a nice job to get that pitch count up.
Well, anytime you strike out a lot of guys, you're going to throw a lot of pitches normally. Vargas is one of the guys in this lineup that has seen Williams before, and he does have a hit tonight. I'd love to take a walk here and extend that pitch count for a bit. Pitch number 93 on the way.
Good hitting count here. 3 balls and a strike. Gavin Williams has retired 7 in a row. As Vargas trying to break that up here. 3-2. Ground ball to short. It is Rocchio. 8 in a row retired by Gavin Williams to close out the 5th.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Marquette Bank. Marquette Bank is Chicagoland's trusted neighborhood bank and home lender. So level up your banking with Marquette Bank at emarquettebank.com. Marquette Bank, love where you bank.
Cutter lands for Anthony Kay. As it has been a good start to this ball game for him, entering this 6th inning. And the air to right center field, as Montgomery is there for the catch. And let's go to Connor.
Let's take a look at some of the All-Star voting results for your White Sox, with Murakami, Vargas, Montgomery, Meidroth, Antonacci, and Peters all in the running. Phase 1 of voting ends Thursday. Those outfielders are all grouped, no positions there. John and Steve, as you were both alluding to, dearly departed residents of Cook County are eligible to vote an extra 3 times. So turn on your VPNs, fire up the incognito browsers, and get your favorite White Sox into a starting position.
Vote, 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 vote. Get them in.
They're going to need some help, and Vargas has been really good at third base for the most part of this year. Montgomery was playing third, has been really good at shortstop for the better part of this year. He's hit 20 home runs.
This top of the 6th is brought to you by Elgin Hyundai.
Well, the biggest outs of the game was Rhys Hoskins and his pop-up in the 3rd inning. There was 2 on, only 1 out, and he didn't get it out of the infield. That's a good spot to go Well, let her high with a high fastball. Usually he's able to throw it by Hoskins.
It was a dream for Anthony Kay last time he was on the mound Wednesday in the Bronx. Grew up on Long Island, a New York Yankees fan, and it was the first time he ever started a game in Yankee Stadium. Said he had pitched there before, but it was as a reliever, so his family didn't get to games because he didn't know when he was going to appear. So that was the first time his family could see him, friends and family, and said it was just a thrill for him to be on that mound. Comes back home to Chicago tonight as he misses inside there. 3-2.
Trying to go upstairs to throw that fastball by him. Anthony has walked one, hit one tonight. Given up 3 singles, and that's been it.
It's the one thing we've seen from Kay. 14 batters that he has hit this season. That leads Major League Baseball.
You got to go inside if you're going to protect that changeup and that slider away.
What a battle as Hoskins fouls off another one. 4 pitches fouled away.
Hoskins does walk a lot, and along with hitting the ball at the ballpark, that's one of the reasons why the Guardians brought him in.
9th pitch of the at bat. And we'll see number 10.
Oh, that one took a bad hop on the ball guy. We can't give him an error there. But he makes a friend anyway.
Three-two. This one is drilled down the line. Will it stay fair? It's going to hook foul. Ooh.
You can see it hook in front of the pole. That means foul ball. This is quite an at bat.
This will be pitch number 11 on the way from Anthony Kay. Who's going to win this battle? Pitch number 12. And the air to left. Antonacci comes back in and will make this catch. As Anthony Kay has now retired 10 in a row.
We told you early that that wind was blowing toward the right field corner, and that's what knocked down that ball. On a warmer day with a friendlier wind, that's a home run. But you see the flags, and Antonacci had to actually settle back toward the infield to make that catch.
With his pitch count now in the 90s, Anthony Kay would love to get Manzardo here to end his night. Kyle Manzardo 0 for 2. Struck out looking and swinging. The White Sox got to feel great with the adjustments that Anthony Kay has made over the course of this season.
There is no doubt he's a much better pitcher now than he's been all year.
Kay wanted that one, but the White Sox out of challenges.
That was just off the corner.
Kay knows he's about to empty the tank here at 96 pitches.
Tried to throw that one through Teal and not to him. Cost him a walk. Just the second walk of the night. Bullpen is starting to stir, with Arias representing the tying run.
Arias 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. Season high in terms of pitches, 100 for Anthony Kay. Did that back on April 9th at Kansas City.
You got to let that bullpen get loose, and it just started up, so Zach Bove is coming out. Grant Taylor getting loosened up and ready to go. Zach is going to stay out there until Nick Marley chases him out, and Marley is ambling toward the mound. That's one of the things that you can't quantify. How much time the home plate umpire is going to give the pitching coach or an infielder when he comes to the mound. Some umpires give you a little bit more, some give you a little less. That time Nick got out there pretty quickly. But Zach did buy about 6 pitches for Grant Taylor.
Ooh, how about that sweeper? Diving down and into the righty.
I'm sure that was the message that Zach left. Whatever you got left, let's see it. Because one way or the other, this is going to be your last inning.
Here is pitch 100 tonight. And this next one will be a new career high for Anthony Kay.
If Teal calls a sweeper, he better be ready to block it, because Arias is not seeing the ball in the strike zone very much and swinging at a lot of pitches out of the zone, especially down.
A couple strikeouts, and he will, excuse me, a couple shakeoffs, and he will step off. One ball, 2 strikes. Got him swinging. What a performance from Anthony Kay, as that man deserves a round of applause. Blanks the Guardians here in this first game of the series.
Call to the Pen is brought to you by Orland Toyota. And what a job by Anthony Kay as we look at Tim Herron on for the 33rd time, the ERA a fine .284. He's going to face Randall Grichuk, who's on the pinch hit for Benintendi. And what Grichuk has done this year is shown he can hit the ball out of the ballpark, especially against the left-handers. And that's one of the reasons why he's still in this league. He's hit well over 200 home runs.
Grichuk, back it goes to left as Fry looking. Oh, Ben is gone! A pinch hit home run for Randall Grichuk. And the Sox take a 3-0 lead.
even into the teeth of the wind, which, by the way, has just shifted. The wind is now blowing out toward left center field. A perfect time for Randall Grichuk to do what he's done for years, which is take left-handers out of the ballpark. This is a changeup. It's our Lexus Experience Amazing home run replay, and it gives the Sox another run. It's a 3-run lead as that one departs the yard.
Randall Grichuk did not get much playing time with the Yankees. He was released. The White Sox saw an opportunity, and he has made the most of his playing time here in Chicago.
That's the thing that the Sox really needed, was somebody from the right side who could hit the ball out of the ballpark against some of the tougher left-hand pitchers in the league. And Randall has filled that bill.
Third pinch hit home run this season with the White Sox for Randall Grichuk. As Kyle Teel steps up for his 3rd time of the night. We'll ground this one foul. Kyle Teel in 4 rehab games was 8 for 16 in AAA Charlotte. You could tell he was ready to get back up here.
Well, he was also catching 9 innings, which was the important part of that, because you want to make sure that hamstring and knee are 100%. Gets his timeout.
Ground ball to short as Rocchio from the grass, and the pick by Hoskins in time. All right, welcome back inside the booth alongside Steve Stone. I'm John Triffin. Obviously a huge pinch hit home run. White Sox a little breathing room, but Anthony Kay, he really set the stage for the night.
Well, there's no doubt he's been the story so far. He gave up 3 hits in 6 innings. He struck out 8. And he was in command from start to finish. Had a couple of rough spots early, but pitched over the top of them. And his team has supported him defensively and just enough offense to have, if not a comfortable lead, certainly a lead that you'd like heading into the last 9 outs.
Anthony Kay set a new career high, 101 pitches, and he matched his career high with 8 strikeouts. Slider on the outer third, strike 2 to Colson Montgomery.
Tigers did defeat the Yankees 5-3. They got to Garrett Cole early and they made it hold up.
Royals won earlier, a 2-1 win over the Rays. As Montgomery gets a piece of that one to stay alive. And the Twins are trailing the Dodgers. That one in Minnesota, 2-1, top of the 7th.
Go Dodgers.
So going to miss, strike 3. Are you ready for your winning moment? Find it at Wind Creek Chicago Southland, where the action never stops. Play the hottest table games, enjoy the newest slots, and celebrate big jackpots. At Wind Creek, there's a win waiting for you around every corner. So Randall Grichuk led off this bottom of the 6th with a home run. White Sox have now 6 pinch hit home runs this season. That leads Major League Baseball.
Pretty impressive. It's tough to hit off the bench.
Fly ball into right, backing up his Fairchild. And the White Sox tack on another. How about this swing from Grichuk?
He got a changeup and knew exactly what to do with it. Anthony Kay is ecstatic, as is Randall Grichuk. 3-0 heading into the 7th.
Cast 3D is powered by Google Cloud.
Well, you see the whiffs, the swings and misses tonight. 15 of them. 8 on the sweeper, 3 on the slider, 2 on the four-seamer, 2 on the cutter. And most of them low and in to the right-hand hitter. So Grant Taylor comes on for the 29th time, ERA of 2.39. He's been outstanding. A chase rate of 36.5, mostly on that overhand hook. Problem is, if you don't throw strike one, it's pretty easy to take that hook. Even if it's a strike, it's just 1-1. Now it's 2-0.
Stephen Kwan is the pinch hitter for the Guardians, as Grant Taylor missing with the first 3. Stephen Kwan, the former All-Star, has had a rough start to his season at the plate. Generous call there. Strike one. Kwan was the leadoff hitter to start this season.
Surprised he didn't challenge that. They've got 2 left, and that's a big difference. 3 and 1 are standing at first.
Because he has struggled so much, they have dropped him in the lineup. That was back in May.
He got very conscious of power, and because of that, he's not really a power hitter.
But he works a walk to start this 7th inning.
So we've got a pinch hitter.
Looks like it's Daniel Schneemann. Schneemann jumps on the first pitch that he sees. He will plunk it into right. So a walk and a single for the Guardians. Grant Taylor pitched an inning yesterday in Detroit. It was his first appearance in a week. And now the White Sox going to him back-to-back games.
Helpin looked like he was trying to tie it up. He's yet to hit a home run. Grant's command not great tonight. He's got to fight through that. 2 on, nobody out in a very, very important ball game.
How about that hook? Halpin just could not hold up. Strike 2.
Nice block by Teal, because these are tough pitches to handle. This one bounced just in back of the plate. He went down, covered up the 5-hole, angled the chest protector, and the ball just trickled straight ahead.
One ball, 2 strikes, the count. Grant dialing it up to 99 there.
This becomes a critical out because you're going to the top with Bazana next.
Gets away. Both runners will advance. And it's now 2nd and 3rd. Nobody out.
It's another overhand hook. And the difference this time is that Kyle couldn't move his body. He tried to backhand it. Very difficult. Technique wasn't great. Cost him 90 feet twice.
So rolled a wild pitch. Fastball upstairs, got it by him.
Some high heat changes the eye angle, and this is way out of the zone, but Halpin could not check it up.
Curveball as Bazzana is going to challenge that one.
That looked like it had most of the plate.
ABS powered by T-Mobile.
Ooh, down and out of the zone.
Call's overturned to a ball. Cleveland has 2 remaining.
Bazzana is 1 for 3 tonight. His single coming in the 3rd. As Taylor stays with the breaking ball, 1-1.
Infield back. Sox will trade the run for the out.
Grant Taylor trying to work out of this jam. 3-1. And Bazzana's going to challenge again.
Previous pitch is called a strike. The hitter's challenging.
ABS powered by T-Mobile. And this one does land.
Call confirmed. Cleveland has 1 challenge remaining.
With 2 left, as important as that pitch was, you might as well go for it. They still have 1 left. That's the only challenge left in the game.
Big pitch coming up here for Grant Taylor. 3-2. And he did not go around, so the bases are loaded.
Zach Bove comes out.
Seemed like a very quick conversation to try to get Taylor back on track here.
Watson coming out to pinch hit. He's had 12 at-bats. Looking for his first hit.
He was called up on Wednesday. He's the 12th ranked prospect in the organization for the Guardians at 23 years old. Was actually drafted as an infielder, but then converted to an outfielder, as he feels like that his career has been unlocked, and that's where he will play going forward. 1-1. Ground ball, and that one gets into the hole in the right field. Kwani will score. They're waving in the second runner. Throw is cut off as Schneemann scores, and it's a 1-run game. A 2-run single from Khalil Watson.
Walked the leadoff man and 2 walks in the inning. There's 2 runs so far, and just like that, it's a 1-run game. Runners at the corners. Only 1 out. And Rocchio will turn around and hit from his best side, which is the left side.
White Sox infield will now come in. with that tying run on at third. Runner goes from first, and Teal will not throw through. The 25th pitch this inning.
Well, you don't normally hunt strikeouts, but this is one time when you absolutely go after it. And Teal has got to block any over-the-top hook down in the dirt.
Taylor deals. Breaking ball, and it is blocked by Teal. He will throw down to complete the strikeout. There's out number 2.
Big pitch and a huge play by Teal. There's the hook on a short hop. And he gets a strikeout with the throw to first base. Ryan Hudson loosening in the pen.
Rhys Hoskins is 0 for 2. He's been hit by a pitch as well.
The reason why Hudson's up now is that if you don't get Hoskins, you're going to bring in the left-hander to face Manzardo, who's a home run threat, and he's in the on-deck circle.
Not used to seeing Grant Taylor throw this many pitches in an inning, as this will be the 30th coming up. He threw 20 pitches in the game yesterday in Detroit.
He reaches back and throws a face-high fastball. He'll throw it by him. Let's see what he goes to.
Crowd urging him on. Liner into center. Peters, it's going to drop in front. They're going to hold that runner at third as one run scores. It's now a tie game.
That one was just too low. He had the right idea. Wrong execution. He wanted to keep it upstairs. He didn't get it there. It's a four-seamer, but watch where it is. It's thigh high, and Hoskins was able to drive it into center field. So that will be it for Grant Taylor. Hudson will come into the ball game, which is suddenly a tie game. As Grant Taylor walks out, we're going to step out, and we'll be back with the game on the bases. Draft begins tomorrow, and CHSN has you covered. Tune in at 10:30 for the Bulls Draft Special, featuring immediate reaction to the Bulls' first-round selections and the biggest storylines from night 1 of the NBA Draft. Chicago Sports Network, full stream ahead.
It's our guy Adam Amin, one of the best in the business in the house tonight.
Ryan Hudson comes on to try to stem the tide. Runners at the corners. Hudson out for the 37th time. The ERA a fine 2.27.
White Sox had a 3-0 lead entering the 7th inning. Corner as Manzardo wants to challenge.
Previous pitch is called a strike. Hitter challenging.
ABS powered by T-Mobile. Last challenge here for Cleveland.
Plenty of play.
Confirmed. Cleveland has no challenges remaining.
So they'll play it the rest of the way like old school baseball. The call is the call.
Hudson a strike away from getting out of this jam.
Manzardo was in full defense mode there, realizing that that was too close to take. He hacked at the very last minute, taking it out of Teal's glove.
One, two. Manzardo has not put the ball in play tonight. A couple strikeouts and a walk.
There's a go-ahead run 90 feet away.
Butts into the plate. Got it by him. The strikeout ends this top half of the frame, but the Guardians score 3 to tie it up.
Down on the farm tonight, we get to congratulate Matthew Boughton, who is the Carolina League Player of the Week, playing for the Kannapolis Cannonballers. Shortstop, drafted last year. You see the numbers he put up this week. Really good stuff. The Sox have been impressed with Boughton's athleticism throughout. Big honors for him this week. Meanwhile, here at right field, a pitching change. Here's John and Steve.
Got Sean Armstrong in the game. He is a strike thrower, on for the 24th time. His ERA a tick over 3. But that walk rate at 11.9%, not good for a late inning reliever.
Montgomery just underneath the glove of Hoskins at first. He's going to try for second. The throw, not in time.
And they want to take a look at it. Rocchio thought a pinpoint throw was good enough. That was a really good throw in right field. It's picked, but it looks like the hand is in before the tag. And then when he seemingly knocks the one hand off, the other hand's on the bag. You cannot knock the hand of the runner off. So this double is brought to you by Elgin Hyundai, home of the 20-year, 200,000-mile double warranty. And it is indeed a 2-base hit, and that's a go-ahead run.
They're pinching in at the corners as Tristan Peters fouls off the first one.
If he does decide he wants to lay it down here, and you really wouldn't expect it, but if he does, he's got to bunt it right at Arias at third base.
In the air to center field as Schneemann, taking over for Halpin, will make the catch. As we take a look at some of the defensive changes, Patrick Bailey enters the game at catcher. Kwan, who pinch hit, stays in left. Schneemann, pinch hit, is in center, and Halpin moves over to right. Luis Angel Acuna 1 for 2 tonight. High in the air to right field as Halpin towards the line. He will make the catch as Montgomery tags the throw to third. And the go-ahead run is now 90 feet away with 2 outs. This would be a huge answer for the White Sox after the Guardians tie it in the top half of this inning. Sam Antonacci versus Sean Armstrong. Sweeper outside, ball 1. Justin Jerschley giving instructions to Braden Montgomery at third. Two and 0 the count.
Outfield shaded around just to the left of center. Big gap in right center.
Shattered bat as Hoskins goes off of him with the barrel flying his direction. And Montgomery able to score. Sox take a 4-3 lead.
Well, this is E3 all the way, but you wonder if the bat head really distracted him. It's going to go as a base hit. There's no doubt that he was looking in another direction. He was looking at the head of the bat. You see him right there. I mean, I applaud the official scorekeeper for giving him a base hit because he was looking at the bat as opposed to the ball, and the ball snuck out into right field for the go-ahead run. RBI 20 for Antonacci.
So the Sox respond as Miguel Vargas at the dish. Antonacci takes off. Throw down. Not in time. Stolen base. Another runner in scoring position.
Bazzana wants to look at it again in the dugout. We'll see what Stephen Vogt has to say. He's safe by a wide margin. Guardian infielders want to look at everything a second time, I guess, because this one isn't even close.
Tenth stolen base of the season. As Vargas swings through that cutter.
Before the game today, the Sox were out relatively early. They were working on jumps like that at first base, where the pitcher looked over once and then got ready to throw home, and Will and his staff were out there making sure that they were able to get big jumps before the fact. It certainly came in handy that time. Watch the jump. Straight steal right off the get-go. No look back to see contact. And he's sitting in scoring position with a big run.
0-2 to Vargas. Lays off the sweeper, ball one. White Sox have scored one in the second, one in the third. A Randall Grichuk home run in the sixth. And they retake the lead here in the bottom half of the seventh. Antonacci, he's taken off. Wild pitch as the carom back to Bailey.
I love the fact that Bailey was getting in position to throw before he was even close to catching the ball. Because as he's in position to throw, watch it again. Armstrong pulls it. There's Bailey with his weight basically behind him. And Antonacci steals anyway. That's two stolen bases.
2-2. But the cutter will get Vargas to end this seventh. Big response by the White Sox to retake the lead.
The memorable moments presented by Prevagen. And it's tying a career high in strikeouts with 8. He was burying that sweeper down and into the right-handers. He had great stuff. He went 6, gave up 3 hits, walked a pair, and fanned 8. And what a night. Unfortunately, he won't get the win in this. But he will have played a big hand if the Sox come away with a win here.
Arias is 0 for 3. All 3 strikeouts tonight. Sweeper bends over the plate, strike 2. Hudson got that strikeout to end the top half of the 7th and get out of that jam as he stays on to start the 8th inning. 1-2.
Ryan knew if he could just throw that one in the zone, he'd have Arias looking for a breaking ball. But this one just misses off the corner.
The payoff from Hudson. Got him looking. 4 strikeouts, and Arias doesn't even realize he's out of challenges.
That's why you have to have one in your back pocket late. We'll watch it again. It's really close, about as close as you can get it. He wanted challenge and said, you know what? You don't have any.
That's a technical foul.
Go back to the dugout. We'll talk tomorrow.
Stephen Kwan, pinch hit in the 7th. He would walk and score. It does seem like as the season goes on, people will have more of a strategy in how they use those challenges. At least have one in your back pocket towards the last 2 innings.
I think you have to have that, and next year it'll be different. They will have had a full year's worth of this, and no challenges, so there's nothing you can do. That one looked like it had the lower part of the zone. It doesn't matter if you got none left.
All right, it's time for today's hero of the GovX Hero of the Game.
The Chicago White Sox and GovX are proud to honor our hero of the game. Tonight we pay tribute to Captain Nicholas Panerol of the United States Army.
Juan's been up twice, and twice he was afforded a base on balls. Hitting .206 this year, but he represents a tying run.
Hudson showing that sweeper again, gets the whiff from Schneemann. Seaman punches this one in the air, foul territory. Colson Montgomery gets there, out number 2. Bottom of the order, Petey Halpin is 0 for 3 with 2 punch outs.
Well, I'm not sure if he can bunt because we haven't seen him play. But that's what I would take away here. You don't want to get to the next guy. Bazana's in the on-deck circle.
Fastball down the middle. 1-1 the count. A lot of young guys getting an opportunity with all the injuries in the lineup for the Guardians. White Sox crowd getting into it tonight. There's a good crowd here. 23,151 in attendance for this Monday night.
This is a whale of a ball game.
Brian Hudson's done a great job coming out of the bullpen tonight. And it needs one more strike to close out this top of the 8th. 1-2 as Quan takes off. It doesn't matter. Strike 3. Brian Hudson, 3 strikeouts since coming on with 2 outs in the 7th.
And now for the upcoming schedule presented by Toyota. Let's go places, and we're not going any place anytime soon because the Guardians are here for 2 more. The off day on Thursday, and Kansas City comes to town, followed by a road trip, which will see us go to Baltimore for 3, and then 4 big ones against the Guardians in Cleveland.
Beautiful shot of the moon above right field here in Chicago. As Randall Grichuk, last time up, a pinch hit home run in the 6th inning.
Got a new pitcher in the ball game. And this is Cade Smith. 2.38 ERA. He's taken over at the back end for the Guardians and done a tremendous job.
Ground ball. Farias at third. And it is picked by Hoskins. Out number 1. You've been watching any of the World Cup?
I have.
What's cool to me as we take another replay of this ground out is that World Cup soccer fans are taking over Major League Baseball stadiums. The game tonight in Miami, I just saw a clip of these Scottish fans going absolutely berserk for just routine flyouts. They are enjoying all things American culture on this World Cup experience.
Well, after they drank Boston out of beer, they've moved on.
I can imagine they'll have a little fun in Miami tonight.
Smith has been really good. Clase got suspended. They didn't know who would handle the back end, and Smith has done all of that and more. He's been outstanding. And you can see 96 with life up in the zone. That's one of the things that everybody talks about when they talk about Cade Smith, is the life on the fastball.
Kyle Teel 0 for 3 tonight in his first game of the season, and he goes down swinging upstairs, his 3rd strikeout.
'97 with life is impossible to catch up to that high out of the zone.
All right, tune in to Picks to Click in the postgame show with Chuck and Ozzy, presented by the Bob Curcio Auto Group. You're going to like buying a car this way. Goes to Montgomery 0 for 3. All 3 have been strikeouts.
For the 2nd time in as many days, Sir Anthony Dominguez loosening in the pen.
My heart rate monitor just went up.
That's a tough job at the back end.
This has been a tight game, a 3-0 lead. Guardians tied it in the 7th. White Sox answered with a run to retake the lead in the bottom half of the 7th. Knowing how important this game and this series is against the Guardians. And a pitch lands, called strike 3. Steve, let's go to the 9th, a 1-run lead. What a performance from Anthony Kay. A pinch hit home run for Randall Grichuk. Shattered bat as Hoskins goes off of him with the barrel flying his direction, and Montgomery able to score. What a game it has been to start this series, and a new pitcher on the mound.
Sir Anthony Dominguez on for the 31st time, ERA of 3.86 and ball 1. This is a guy you've got to retire. Number 1, with Ramirez out, this is their next best base stealing threat. And he's having a fine rookie year.
Splitter missing down, the appeal to 3rd. As Marvin Hudson said, Bazzana did not go around. Ball 2. White Sox came an out away from winning the finale in Detroit yesterday. But things unraveled, eventually losing that game in 10. As the White Sox go back to Sir Anthony Dominguez to close things out here in the 9th. 3-1. It is popped up. Kyle Teel racing, but runs out of room. Critical batter. He said you got to get Bazzana. Where do you go here with this 3-2 pitch?
You take the pitch that you think you can get over the plate the most and you throw it. If he hits it out, he hits it out. You just can't afford to walk it.
Dominguez deals.
And you walked him.
So the tying run is walked to start this 9th inning.
Swiped 11 bags, been caught 3 times.
Patrick Bailey entered this game defensively behind the plate. This is first at bat, and there goes Bazzana.
Boy, never looked at him.
The ball is spiked, and Bazzana keeps going. Oh my!
When you know you got a huge base running threat, you got to look at him. Heads up base running by Bazzana. He's 90 feet away from the tying run.
So a stolen base and a wild pitch, and a tying run on at 3rd. Infield comes in as the pitch is fouled away. One ball, one strike. Good sweeper, gets the whiff. Strike 2. Now remember, Sir Anthony Dominguez threw 27 pitches in Detroit yesterday. So he tries to close things out here in Chicago. 2-2.
Having a hard time locating that splitter.
Payoff. And squibbed foul. It's a good break because Bazzana, he was coming home.
Antonacci very shallow in left field.
Nobody out here in the 9th. Action in the White Sox bullpen.
Chris Murphy loosening.
3-2. That one's ripped into right field, and it's going to get down. Bazzana's going to score as the throw comes to second. An RBI single for Patrick Bailey, and this game is tied at 4 in the 9th. Another blown save.
3 of the 4 runs have been walked, with Bozana being the 3rd of the walks to score. Nice play by Montgomery, making sure Bailey cannot take second. Just like that, we got a brand new game, but nobody out here in the 9th.
Rocchio rips this over the head of Vargas into right field as Bailey goes first to third off the double. And there is still nobody out here in the 9th.
Zach Bove comes out to have a word.
White Sox had a 3-0 lead heading into the 7th inning. But the bullpen unable to hold on as it is tied here in the 9th.
You can't tell one thing for sure. These Guardians are much, much tougher against a right-hand pitcher than they are against a left-hand pitcher.
Sinker misses upstairs. Ball 1 here to Rhys Hoskins. Picked up his first hit of the game last time up in the 7th with an RBI single. Infield once again in for the White Sox. He did not go. Ryan Blakeney making the call at first.
Could have gone either way. It went the Guardians' way.
Sweeper missing in. It's ball 3. The appeal, he did go. So the count is now full.
Nice stop by Teal behind the plate. This one could have easily have gotten away.
As Hoskins will use his time. 20 pitches already without recording an out here in the 9th. Three-two. Popped up. This one will make its way back into the seats. Kyle Manzardo 0 for 3, waits on deck. Did he go? Yes, he did. There is out number 1.
That's going to be it for Dominguez. He will depart this game. This one isn't close. However, Hoskins went way too far here. Gets taken down on strikes. So as Dominguez walks out, we're going to step out. Murphy will come in. Try to hold it right there, tied at 4. Chris Murphy on. The score, an identical tie. But the go-ahead runs at 2nd and 3rd with only 1 out. On for the 13th time.
Lefty-lefty matchup as Manzardo swings out the first one. Fly ball into center as Peters comes in with the catch. They're going to test the arm. The throw home. Got him! Kyle Teal with the tag. Let's see if the Guardians want to challenge.
Well, they're going to look at it again. Yeah, they're going to want to look at it. They got nothing to lose.
It was called out at home, and Stephen Vogt wants them to take a look at it.
The throw is pretty good. The question is, did he step on the plate before the tag?
Cleveland is challenged, an out call and blocking of the plate.
That's always part of it. The out call for sure, and blocking the plate absolutely. And now we'll see what happens. We'd love to see, and that's a great pick by Teal. Oh, he's safe easily at the plate. The question is, at this point, the go-ahead run scores.
All right, this is a Northwestern Medicine Manager's Challenge. We're taking a second look at the play. It's always a good idea to get a second opinion and get yours at Northwestern Medicine.
Kyle is lucky he doesn't get a separated shoulder on this
After review,
play.
the call on the field is overturned. The runner is safe. Cleveland will retain their challenge.
So the go-ahead run will score off a shallow fly ball to center.
Throw rolls in, but the foot is clearly in before the tag.
It hit the base of the mound and it just flattened out.
Well, one of the things, you have a choice there. You can either throw it on the fly, or you can throw it over the mound and skip it on one hop. You saw what happened when it hits the mound. Number one, you don't know where the bounce is going to come, and number two, if it hits the lower part of the mound, it is going to become a ground ball, like right there.
Once again, things unraveling late for the White Sox with a lead evaporating here in the 9th. Arias is 0 for 4 punch outs. My Garmin watch is telling me I'm having a stressful day right now.
In a stressful 7th, 8th, and 9th.
Swing and a miss on the curveball. And the White Sox will now have to come from behind. We go to the bottom of the 9th. Welcome back here to Rate Field as the Guardians take a 5-4 lead as we start this bottom of the 9th inning.
And their closer, who came in last inning, comes back again to try and nail it down. Had a 1-2-3 8th with a couple of strikeouts.
It's the bottom half of the order, but this part of the lineup, it has been producing tonight. Chase Meidroth will start it off, followed by Braden Montgomery and Tristan Peters due up. Right, White Sox right now have tied their season high losing streak. 3 games coming into play tonight. In the air to right field, Halpin in foul territory. And there's one away. It's been a great ball game for the rookie, Braden Montgomery. A couple doubles. He has scored, he has driven in a run.
One thing Smith doesn't need is a pitch clock. He just gets it, sets and throws.
Montgomery did not go around ball 3. As the White Sox looking for a base runner. Up and away, ball 4. Third time Montgomery has been on base tonight.
Now the outfield is playing as deep as they can get in a no doubles set. Halpin is way back there in right field, as is Schneemann in center.
Check on Montgomery at first.
Well, if you want to take a little bigger lead, called a one-way lead where you're only thinking about going back to first, you want to induce that second throw if you can.
Check swing, it's a fair ball down the left field line as Montgomery scoots to third. A double for Tristan Peters, and the Sox are not done yet.
An excuse me swing. Marvin Hudson on the call. And look at this. A fair ball all the way. And that is the tying and go ahead run.
Pinch hitter for the White Sox. It'll be Jacob Gonzalez coming off the bench.
And because Smith hasn't seen Gonzalez, Carl Willis comes out. You see it's fair all the way. Marvin does a nice job of not getting hit by the baseball. And Jacob Gonzalez with a chance to at the very least drive home the tying run, if not winning the ball game outright.
Pressure situation for the rookie, as his name is called to pinch hit with one out in the ninth.
Bringing the infield in at all 4 positions. You've got to try to lift something in the air.
Swings through the fastball up and out of the zone. Strike 1. Chased another one, and it's strike 2.
That didn't miss by much.
One ball, 2 strikes.
Had a good cut at 97 upstairs.
Cade Smith sure does not give you much time to reset in the box. tense moments here in Chicago. Tying run on at third, winning run at second. And Gonzalez will strike out for out number 2. I'm with you. Sam Antonacci, last chance, ladder to center, it gets through! Montgomery scores, a throw at the plate, save! White Sox walk it off. But now the umpires are going to have a conversation.
Well,
let's see.
They have a challenge left. They're going to look at it again. It looks to me like he's safe at the plate fairly easily.
Cleveland's challenging the whole thing.
Let me guess. They're challenging blocking the plate and they're challenging the call itself. But to me, he's in easily. And we'll have to see.
Tristan Peters, did he get in before the tag? That's the question here to end this game. It was called safe on the field.
Nick Marley is right there to see it. Well, we've had some really tough and tight plays, and it looks to me like the leg is in well before that tag on the posterior.
We have gone back and forth all night long. Looking for a dramatic finish here. As all 23,151 standing looking up at the big screen, hoping that the call will stand. White Sox have 5 walk-offs this season.
And the guys walking off now are the Guardians. They are walking to the dugout. Let's see what the call is. The foot is in well before that tag, it appears. And because he's called safe, it could very well be that no definitive proof that he's out and the call stands.
White's.
After review, the call on the field stands. The runner is safe. Ball game.
Let's go! Sam Antonacci is the hero. And the White Sox walking off a 6-5 ball game over the Guardians.
What a magnificent effort.
Look at those standings in the AL Central. White Sox and Guardians are now tied at the top. After the 6th walk-off for the White Sox this season, that is tied for the most in the American League. Steve, what a night.
It's an unbelievable game. It was a thrill a minute, and the ending was classic. The White Sox have the first place lead by like a percentage point. And Sam Antonacci, the man of the moment.
Woo! Heart all over the place tonight. What a roller coaster of a ball game.
The one thing this team hasn't done all year is give up at any time. And they showed it here tonight, where they battled back against all odds against one of the great closers in baseball today, Cade Smith, and they get the job done.
Sam Antonacci, his first career walk-off, a dramatic finish as White Sox fans go home happy tonight. It's a 6-5 win in the opener of this series against the Guardians. Thank you for spending your Monday night with us. It was a wild one. For my guy Steve Stone, Brooke Fletcher, Connor McKnight, I am John Schriffen. Coming up after the break, stay locked in with us. We got the post-game show presented by Yingling.